Well, that was a close shave, wasn't it? Then you would get more and more adventurous, and you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
What's up guys, it's BT here, and finally, Glorious has started making their mice wireless. I personally feel like we have all the shapes we could possibly want and then some when it comes to lightweight mice at the moment. Now I feel like the need in the community is to go further and to push the hobby and to push the limits in the space by keeping the weight down and making these mice wireless at the same time. We need wireless that's not only going to be fast but also reliable so that they can be used at the highest level of competitive play. So it's really exciting to see Glorious pump some money into making their mice wireless and not just coast with the corded mice. Before I begin though guys, make sure you hit that subscribe button as we got a lot more heat coming up, and trust, you do not want to miss it. Upon picking up the Glorious Model O wireless right off the bat, I could tell that they've been putting in some real time and effort into changing the narrative around their QC. Every release has been getting better and better, miles ahead of what they came out with when the Model O first dropped. This mouse feels outstandingly solid. Results may vary though, but as long as they're replacing the bad units and they've kept the weight down at 69 grams, which is amazing. It ties the Viper Ultimate, I believe, for the lightest wireless mouse out right now. This is a big boy mouse though compared to other mice I've been testing recently. It has that legendary ambidextrous FK shape. One reason why this shape and size is so popular is that it's wide, and the Model O can not only fill out your whole hand for a palm grip user, but it can also lend itself to claw grip or fingertip grip as well with its ambidextrous shape. This mouse is definitely meant for medium to large-handed users. Sorry, small-handed users, you'll want to wait for that Model O minus wireless to come out. But if you do have small hands and you really want to have that wireless right now, I would recommend having a palm grip if you're going to have this size of a mouse. I consider myself having medium hands with a claw grip or fingertip grip, and it feels ever so slightly too big for me, but it's perfect when it's palm gripped. But that's just me personally. I prefer smaller mice for more control. But I did click some heads and we'll get into that later. It does come in two different colors, a white and a black like the original one, and it only comes in matte at the moment. The side flex on this feels really good on the mouse, no creaking, there's no button actuation when squeezing the mouse with one hand. There's also no wobbly buttons on either side of my copies. Very solid, nice, crispy, just like I like it. The side buttons have a little bit of pre-travel, but they are still really crispy. It strikes a nice balance between being too light and too tough. Still doesn't beat the final mouse side buttons, but they're getting there. They're getting good. The scroll wheel is really nice on this, probably their best one yet. No rattle, it feels smooth, slightly tactile like all scroll wheels should. Also, when clicking it down or to the side, it gives this amazing feel to it. It just gives me chills. There's a DPI indicator on the bottom side of the mouse and a DPI button up top. So let's drop a sound test for you guys right about now so you can hear what this mouse sounds like. From now on, I'm reserving the "oh yeah" for the best of the best mouse clicks, and I gotta say, oh yeah. Now, the mouse feet are still the same. They're thick, they glide very nicely on any surface you put them on. I'm surprised they didn't add the bigger feet add-ons like they did with their other new mice. That would have been nice here, especially for having this big mouse that could definitely fit on it. It would just help the mouse glide even smoother, and having even more surface area on a big mouse like this could add to the smoothness of the overall mouse. As usual, they have their amazing RGB that goes alongside the scroll wheel and also on the sides. I gotta say, Glorious has the best RGB of any mouse. It's a gorgeous mouse. Also noticeably changed is the power switch along the bottom, and of course there's no more cord since this is wireless now. Now they have a USB-C ascended cord with two prongs that go into a USB-A adapter, which then you plug in your 2.4 gigahertz receiver. If you want to skip that and just plug the receiver straight into the computer, you can do that. But I like having the cord because you can get the receiver closer to the mouse. But I understand some people just don't want a cord on their desk or having one thing flapping around that they need to cord manage. Now, they did make this with the Ascended cord, which is great because when you do have to charge it, you're not going to be forced to use some crappy cable like some other brands make you do. I'm not going to name any names today. You know who I'm talking about. They put a ton of battery life in here at 71 hours with the RGB off compared to 60 on like the G Pro wireless or 70 on the Razer Viper Ultimate. And this is due to their new low power draw bad motherfucking sensor, or BAMF for short. But don't get it twisted, the sensor is as powerful as ever. It's a collaboration between Glorious and PixArt, the maker of pretty much all the sensors on the market right now. So you know it's gonna be a banger. I tried to recreate a competitive environment to test these wireless mice by having other receivers like the Logitech and some Razer ones nearby, and there was no interference or dropouts or lag input. The sensor goes up to 19,000 DPI. That's pretty much just a flex at this point. I don't know anybody that's going to be using that, and the polling rate is going to be 1000 Hertz. So you got a lot of power here in this bad mother sensor. I just like saying that. Great name, Glorious, by the way. I hope that's what it stands for. Is it? One thing that I did notice is that I would charge the mouse and then I'd come back the next day and it would be dead, or it would be close to dead. It would give me the little flashing warning letting me know. So I don't know if that can be fixed with a firmware update. I think the power management could use some work. This is all customizable in the software, and they've actually revamped the software. It looks a little bit more modern now. You can also go through the different RGB modes that they have. I love that Glorious mode because it just glistens and shines that RGB off the hexagons on the mouse. You can also change the lift off distance. I prefer 1mm, and the debouncing now has actually decreased from the original Model O. The debouncing on the original Model O was 4 milliseconds. That's the lowest you can go, and now you can go down to 2 milliseconds. So you're getting even less input lag here. Overall, I'm really happy with the build quality that Glorious has been able to produce here, and the performance of the new Glorious Model O wireless is outstanding. It's a definite contender for Mouse of the Year. Needless to say, it's a definite upgrade, not only in the wireless department, but in overall quality. It feels really good in the hand, and also feels like they smoothed out some of those hexagon cutouts as well. My hand just feels way better on this one than it did on the original Model O. You can literally game with this thing for hours. Mice are getting really good right now, and it's becoming really hard to find anything wrong with mice nowadays. That's just the reality of things right now. There's so much competition these days that mice companies can't get away with what they used to be able to get away with, or else they're gonna lose a customer. And I think Glorious, more than anybody else, has realized that and come back with a banger. They've increased the quality of it, and I'm really happy with this mouse. It's gonna be getting a lot more playtime. All right, guys, it has been your boy BT. Don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Peace.